Hey guys, it's Christy. Thank you so much for clicking on the channel. It's all about pumpkin today. I'm going to be making a pumpkin cheesecake. I do a very simple cheesecake like the Philadelphia cheesecake recipe, and then add some pumpkin pie seasoning and some canned pumpkin and whip it all together. So let me turn it around and get it started and show you what we're working with. Before we start mixing, I'm just going to show you guys the ingredients. And then again, I will put them in the description box below so it's easy to follow. So I just have regular 1 sleeve of graham crackers, 1 cup of sugar plus 3 tablespoons, half a stick of butter. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of pumpkin pie seasoning, 4 packages of cream cheese, a can of pumpkin, and 4 eggs. And we're gonna use a springform pan. So let's start mixing this together. We're gonna start out with the graham cracker crust. All right guys, so if you have a food processor, you can put your graham crackers in there and break them up. I do not have one, and I don't wanna get my blender out. You could always do it in the blender as well, but I'm just going to put them in a big Ziploc baggie. And I am going to use my rolling pin, and I'm just going to break them all up. And it's a little bit of a tedious process, so I'm gonna do this off camera and then I'll come back. All right guys, so it may take you a little bit of time to get your sand-like consistency of your graham cracker crumbs. It's totally fine. And then you're just going to put your sugar into the bag. This one is the 3 tablespoons. We're making the crust. So I like to, and the reason I like the Ziploc bag is because you can mix everything in here, including the butter. So I'm going to put the butter in. And I want to make sure that all the crumbs get covered with the butter. We want to make it like a wet sandy mixture. And if you want a thicker graham cracker crust, just use more graham crackers. Okay, then you're gonna get your springform pan. I do have my oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so then as long as your hands are clean, you can just pat it in to fit the bottom of your pan. I usually start this way, and I kind of just push in the middle, and I'm pushing it out to the sides to make sure that all areas of the pan are covered with the graham cracker crust. And you want to pack it in really good. And if you want to use like a cup or a bottom of your glass to pack it in really well, you can do that as well. I do enjoy a rustic looking cheesecake. Not everybody does. Some people like the very professional ones, but it's homemade, so it kind of looks like this. So I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. I just want it to get set up a little bit and cook the crust before we put the cheesecake on. So we'll put this in the oven and then we'll work on our cheesecake filling. I'm gonna work on the basic cheesecake filling first, and then we will add in the pumpkin. I think that's probably the best way to go. So I'm just going to put 4 packages of my cream cheese, and these cream cheese and the eggs are both at room temperature. So right now I'm just gonna get the cream cheese in, and I'm gonna mix it with the sugar. You can always do this in your stand mixer too. It's just a little late here, and I didn't want to drag it out. Last one, guys. Ooh, this one is sticking to the package. Okay, so I got the amount for the most part, and then 1 cup of sugar, and it goes. All right, guys, so I just have my handheld mixer, and I'm gonna start on low, and we just wanna cream the sugar and the cream cheese together. So you start at low so you don't fling the sugar everywhere, and then of course you can always speed up. This is kind of why you want them at room temperature. It makes it a little bit easier to cream together. And once it starts to get incorporated, it'll be easier to mix together. All right, so you're gonna add the eggs one at a time. Again, the eggs are at room temperature. I have the happy egg, so my eggs might look a little bit bright orange. We're getting there, guys. Last egg.
It's a nice combination. I was worried about your tahini sauce. You kind of move it up in acidity, that it really does work with the turkey. Your turkey's good.
At this point, if you put in a little bit of vanilla, it would be the basic cheesecake. But we're gonna make this an even better cheesecake. We're gonna make it a pumpkin cheesecake. So,
Chef Lee, thank you. Chef Greg, please tell us about your entree. Judges, I made for you a deep fried turkey breast.
maybe about a tablespoon and a half. I'm gonna do a rough mix real quick. And I don't want to mix it too much because I don't want to really dense cheesecake, so we're gonna put the blades down and get out. Oh, I don't have a spoonula. Oh yeah, I do. And I'm gonna put the can of pumpkin in, the star of the shoe, and mix this guy in. It's turning that nice orange pumpkin color. Just make sure I get all of the bottom so there's no surprise plain cream cheese lumps. I'm gonna give it a little taste, guys, see if it's missing anything. Oh my God. Oh, there's a little. This tastes amazing, guys. So now we're gonna wait till the crust comes out. We're gonna let it set just a little bit and then we'll put this on top. So I had my graham cracker crust in the oven at 350 for about 8 minutes. It got nice and toasted. So I'm gonna let this completely cool. Might take a few minutes before we put the cream cheese filling on. All right, guys, so my graham cracker crust has cooled. The springform pan is cool. I put it on a cookie sheet just for some stability. I'm gonna try something new today. Usually I wrap it in foil and put like a water bath, but I have the water in a separate pan to see if that stops the cake from cracking. If it cracks, will just put some deliciousness on top of it. So I'm gonna pour all of my filling in.
Okay, let's get it back in here.
Oop. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in my 350-degree oven for about an hour. And I have another pan full of water, so I'm gonna put this in there with it to see if that can keep it from cracking. So into the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so my timer went off at an hour. The cake, or the cheesecake, is looking very good. It looks like it cracked a little bit, but we'll see how it is. Another trick that I learned is if you let it open the oven door and let it set in there for about 30 minutes to cool, and then we'll move it to the refrigerator. I've pulled my slightly cool cheesecake out of the oven, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for overnight in my case, but it just needs to be in there for 4 to 8 hours, and then it should be ready. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the morning. Okay guys, this is our pumpkin cheesecake. It's been sitting in the refrigerator overnight and throughout the day. I'm just gonna run a butter knife around the edge to make sure that the springform pan will come off. So to open the springform, and voila! All right, let me see if I can pick it up so you can see ya. Ooh, side view. Turned out pretty good. So I'm gonna slice a piece just to see what it looks like on the inside. Oh, it is I didn't cut through the graham cracker crust. Okay. All right. Man, it is a dense cake. Struggling to... Hopefully I didn't burn the bottom of it. We'll find out. Oh, here we go. Nice. Woo. I did not burn it. It just didn't want to cut. Anyways. Yummy cheesecake, and then for... You can stop here. You can add whipped cream. You can add caramel. I made some candy pecans, and I will insert my clip on how I made my candy pecans. All right guys, this step is totally optional. I just think it's a great piece to go with the pumpkin cheesecake. I'm gonna make some candied pecans. So I have a cup of light brown sugar. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon in of cinnamon. Just gonna eyeball it. I'm gonna do a pinch of salt. And then I'm gonna put 1/4 cup of water. And I'm gonna put this on the stove, mix it all together, and bring it to a boil. Once you get your brown sugar mixture on and it gets going, boiling very well, look at that boiling up. We're gonna drop a cup of pecans in. Make sure you have a piece of parchment paper close by. We're just gonna cook them for a few, like a minute or two. We'll see how long it takes. All right guys, so I got my pecans in there I ended up cooking them for about 2 minutes. And then I'm gonna scoop them out, but when you put them on your parchment paper, you kind of want to separate your pecans because that's how they're gonna dry, your candied nuts. So if you want them in clusters, leave them together. But if you want an individual candied nuts, you want to separate them out. And I'll show you. And they dry pretty fast. This is why I'm not dumping the whole pot out. Let me move you to my parchment. See, I kind of spread them out the best I could. You can crack them apart if you want, but this is how you can do it if you want them separately. Because it's a pretty quick process. And I am gonna put these bad boys on my cake in just a moment. I'll show you. By then they should be all nice and dry. Yummy. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, guys. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, I'm editing this video and I actually just wanted to pop a few more clips in here. I took a couple of slices of the pumpkin cheesecake to school so a couple friends could try it so you can see their reactions that it was actually a really good cheesecake. It's great for the fall, and you guys should give it a try. Okay.
Hello, I'm Chrissy's bestie. Trying the cheesecake.
Okay, that made me feel better.
10 out of 10.
Girl, you're